This is an intake manifold off of a 6.0. As you can see, it's got two sides of V8. This is the EGR cooler. On the left is an early model. It has a round EGR cooler. On the right is a square EGR cooler. You replace them with the newest type if you get it. There's some big improvements in EGR coolers. We have a number of failures in these. We're going to talk more about them later. And we'll talk about some aftermarket replacements that are actually rated better for longevity than the original equipment here. By the way, when you're putting this on, we have places to mount studs, to mount brackets to hold our wiring harnesses because of severe vibration. Upper left here, you can see a wire harness that was dug into by a stud here because this wire harness was routed wrong and made contact with a stud. Other things, here's two wiring harnesses that made contact with the intake manifold when it was put back on, and this was routed in the wrong spot. It's melted the wires down and caused severe damage. When you take this apart, be very careful how you put wiring harnesses back together. All these examples here of wiring harnesses that have touched hot manifolds or EGR coolers somewhere along the line. So the intake manifold is made of aluminum. It's going to direct the airflow to the intake and provide a path for the coolant for the EGR cooler. There's an EGR passage where the air mixes with the compressed air. You'll see it there in a moment. We're going to take our manifold absolute pressure here and see how much pressure we have. We're going to look at the air temperature with our second inlet air temperature sensor. It's called IAT2. They're both in the manifold on the intake side. Here's our EGR valve. You can see the red exhaust gas going back up and mixing between the throttle plate and the EGR with the incoming air from our air charge cooler. Going over to the left where we measure the intake temperature and we measure the pressure going into the cylinder. So this is the other half. This is where we judge how much EGR we're getting and how much compression we're getting out of our turbo in boost.